Okay. Now whenever if I want to update this value as 6, so it will give error. Okay, because it is not the way to update the values of the attributes. So for that we need to create the constructor, that is called constructor for this class. Okay, public, what is your constructor name? Constructor name is what? Class name. But if I want to write the constructor here, you will be in somewhat confusion. Class name is constructor, here constructor, default constructor, so you will feel somewhat confusion. So constructor is a special method. I told you that. So method must be terminated with the brackets as a suffix, then after open brace, okay, and close brace. Within this you need to, suppose if you want to update this x, okay, that x will be updated by, here we need to pass the int x, okay, a local variable. You need to create a local variable, you need to define a local variable within this. Then after you need to come here, you need to write little bit of code, this dot x is equal to x. Okay, now if you pass the value here, that will be updated by that will be updated constructor capital name, na? Okay, now it value will be updated by, once you pass the value 6 here, integer value, that will be given to this x. Okay, let us see how it is updated. Okay, now your value of x is equal to 6. Initial that was 0, but how it was changed to 6? Because once if you want to update this x variable, okay, you need to pass the value, integer value, in this constructor method of object, but in that way it is not x, it can't be updated. Then you need to create the, that is called the main constructor, original constructor. Okay, this is the default constructor. Default constructor means whenever object is created, object means instance, okay, whenever object is created for the class, okay, so that moment along with this constructor method will be created. What its role? I told you that its role is what? To update the values, attributes, class variables, both are same. So to update the attributes of the class variables, okay, and then second role is that constructor, it will allocate the memory location for the object. Once object is created, this constructor method allocate the memory in heap memory, okay, but it's that object reference means object created in heap memory, that object location memory address will be kept in stack memory in a variable, okay, so that is called reference variable. That reference variable holds the memory address of the object where it is created, okay, it is called reference. In C it is called pointers. Pointers are what in C? Pointers are variables which holds the memory address, okay, as a value. Okay, now after that, suppose now what the output we are getting here, this is updated, but what about the string? How to update the string? As this is the initial value, default value, initialized by a constructor, but how to change the update this one? So then you need to pass here as a string, okay, that is what? String again name. String again name means that string name, okay, string name. So see what is happening here. Now here you need to write this dot name is equal to name. This is the syntax. What is the meaning of this? This name and this x, these are the local variables created in your constructor. Constructor, as I told you, that it is a method. Clearly it is clear because this parenthesis indicates that it is a method or function, but it is method declared in a class. That's why it is a method. So now this x name, these are what? Local variables. You write comment here, local variables. These are not class variables, huh? Local variables declared in your constructor method. So now how these variables are updated by once you pass the values are here as an arguments. Name is equal to Vasu, string. It is a string type of data. Okay. Now what happened? X6, this Vasu string, they will be forward to what? Local variables. This x name, these are local variables. Now what we have written the code here, local variables equal to class variables. This keyword, it refers the class variables. Okay, this x variable refers to the class variable. This keyword indicates that. But x means local variable, name is local variable, is equal to once the value you have passed in this constructor, but without creating of this original constructor, by default constructor we can't update the values of this class attributes x name. Okay, so once you want to pass the values here, you need to create this constructor. Okay, otherwise now see what is happening, they will be updated. What is the here, see x value updated as a 6 and x value value of 6 na? This name, you need to change this as what? Name. Okay, name, value of name. Okay, then value of name is equal to Vasu. Okay, so updated by whom? This constructor. Suppose if this is not here, you put multiple comments here. Multiple comments means multi-line comments. You pass / and end with the / and star. Okay, end with the / star and /. Okay, now this total line of code kept this total line of code now under multi-line comments. So this line of code will not be executed by your compiler. So then only one this default constructor is here. So within this I have passed the integer value Vasu. This is a string for I want to update this x and name, but it is not happened. It will give the error. Okay, it will give the error. So the constructor is not undefined. So because here you have passed one integer, one that is what string type of data. So it is clearly stating that the constructor is undefined, means for what? Int and string. This 6 integer and Vasu string you have passed here, they are undefined. So then you need to create the what? Constructor. You need to define the constructor here. So I have defined the constructor here. How I have defined? Whenever you want to create the constructor start with the public keyword, that is the access modifier, and class name. Constructor name always equal to your class name. Okay, always you class name. Okay, so now you will get what this is, but some rules are there to create the constructor. That is what constructor never be return type. Okay, constructor, suppose you here no any int type of string, you never be use this type of. If you pass